we're looking at the passage in study 3 from Luke 2, 1-5. It says, "Now in those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be enrolled. This was the first enrolment made with Quintilius was governor of Syria. All went to enroll themselves everyone to his own city. Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, to David's city, which is called Bethlehem, because he was the house of and family of David, to enroll himself with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him as his wife, being pregnant." So she's travelling. There's no mention of a donkey, so I couldn't bring myself to draw a donkey. So when I was planning this, these are the two images that I looked at. This one is for the advanced lesson, which is this one, or this is kind of not the advanced, so this is for the Bible journaling one that goes in the Bible, and this is for the one that's going to go into the booklet. So I looked at the map and looked at where they would be journeying, and I saw that the route that they would have had to take was via the River Jordan, so up through the hills via the River Jordan through Jerusalem and then to Bethlehem. And I've made this the right size so it'll fit in the smaller Bibles too. So if you can't draw, this is what you're going to do. You're going to stick it underneath your page and you're going to trace. Now with this being a bigger Bible, I'm going to slightly lengthen the centre bit. So I'm going to trace it off roughly to give myself an idea of where it's going to go. I'm going to put the J in. I'm going to put a circle in there. I'm going to put the letter in here, just very briefly. I'm going to come here, and now because I want it to go finish further down the page, I'm going to just put Jerusalem in there, and again a bit further I'm going to have Bethlehem there, the River Jordan there, and then I'm going to have Nazareth here. And because I have actually lengthened a bit, I'm just going to use my ruler to draw the lines in. Now I've sketched the circles on the one that you've got. If you prefer for them to be very, very round, draw around something. And I've obviously sketched the feet. You can do those freehand if you want. You can find them on YouTube, on Google and cut some out. You might have a stamp. I've got a stamp with feet on as well that you could use already. Lots of things you can do. So I'm going to pop this off now so you can see what I'm copying off. This is where I'm at. It's geographically correct, but not as in where the places would have been on their journey, but not distance correct. And all I've done here is I've drawn some guidelines just to make sure that my letters end up in the same place. I'm just going to put the journey. That's just my own handwriting, and that's basically where we're at. And this page is dead simple. I'm just going to use a micron pen, or you can use a pen that's from your kit. This one happens to be a Pitt pen as opposed to a micron pen. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to colour everything in, so I'll mark it in. If you want to add colour, that's fine. It's up to you, it's your journal. So I'm just going to speed this up so you can see what I'm doing. So I can't imagine being pregnant and having to go 80 miles to sign a bit of paper. Oh, the pen's on its way out. To sign a bit of paper to say, yeah, this is who I am. This is where I've come from. Now it is possible, although it doesn't mention in the Bible, that a donkey was the way that she travelled. But anybody knows anything about donkeys, they can be really, really stubborn. And they would have walked for a bit, and then they would have refused to go any further, and you'd have had to feed them. And it was around about 80 miles in biblical times, the travelling that they'd have to do, because there was no straight route. As I say, they'd have had to go up through the mountains and down the other side, and then via the River Jordan. They'd have walked along the Jordan Valley to Jerusalem, and then to Bethlehem. Now, I can't imagine walking 80 miles on good pavement, being heavily pregnant, or riding on a donkey on a pavement, or on a beach for 80 miles. It would have took them quite a few days. We don't know how long, because it doesn't say in the Bible. But it would have been uncomfortable. And they didn't know that they couldn't book ahead where they were going to stay. They didn't know what was going to happen. And in them days, they wouldn't have really known how long Mary had got. There was no scans. There was no checking on the baby as such. When it happened, it just happened. And it must have been quite a fearful journey for both of them. Joseph must have been trying to persuade his protect his future wife rather. If you are a person that's had a baby, you will know that it is extremely uncomfortable towards the end. If you're like me, you're the size of a house after when you get right to the end, and it's just not a nice time of pregnancy. You're just completely shattered. You just want it over and done with, and the thought of having to go on this big journey must have been really quite daunting for both of them. So yeah. Now I'm just colouring in the footprints. Now I've tried to make the front set of footprints bigger to indicate they're Joseph's, kind of leading the way, and the ones at the back slightly smaller for Mary. But I don't know whether it looks like that or not. This traceable, by the way, will be attached to the will be downloadable from the website. It's a free downloadable, no charge. Let me just check. So it's gone through a little bit, but only a little bit, and there's a little bit of shadowing, but we can soon cover that up with something else next time. And it's only gone through because I'm colouring layer after layer. If I was just writing, it would just shadow. So I'm putting quite a lot of marker on as we do this. So, you know, this might be a simple black and white reflection, but what was happening to Mary and Joseph wasn't black and white at all. In their short time together, or however long they've been together, they've had to face quite a lot. So on my original, I'd left a gap to put the names, and I haven't done it on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write it possibly by the side, like this. So Jerusalem, River Jordan, Nazareth, and then Bethlehem. And what I think I'll do is I'll use a thicker marker just to go over the text, like so, to make it a bit thicker, stand out like that. And I need to cross my T. And then the only thing I need to do there is to rub out the pencil lines, but I hope you can see. And I hope you enjoyed the time in the Word, thinking about Mary and Joseph's journey and how tricky it would have been and how challenging it would have been.